I publicly predicted that after National Day, the Chinese stock market would skyrocket. If I'm wrong, I'll eat feces on live stream. A bunch of cowards are telling you all to stay calm, but not me. I've waited almost 10 years for this rally, and now you want me to calm down? I can't calm down at all. I'm going all in. Let's do it.
The man in this video is the vlogger called Big Blue by stock traders. Recently, he's been getting a lot of hate from netizens because many believed his prediction that the Chinese stock market would surge after the October 1st National Day. As a result, a lot of people almost lost all their savings. Big Blue, I listened to you. I've been crying up until now. I don't want to cry again tomorrow. Some people have even slapped themselves over their losses. People are sharing their battle results of losses online.
Guys, slapping yourself, blaming the person that told you to buy the stocks does not bring your money back. In this video, we're going to look at these investors of China. What is happening to them? Why are they losing all of this money? Because many of them were able to turn $10,000 into maybe $200,000, but then they lost all of it overnight. We're going to see why the Chinese stock market went up. We're going to see what happened to them. What mistakes did they make? How they keep blaming the government and the influencers that told them to buy the stocks. But I honestly don't think it's the influencer's fault. It is the investor's fault. I don't want to be a victim blamer here, but in this video, we're going to see how we can avoid making such mistakes. A lot of these investors are actually amateurs. They don't know a lot about the stock market. I don't want anyone that is watching this video to repeat the mistakes that I'm about to show you. The China market has been going up because the China government said that, hey, we're gonna cut interest rates, and also they're going to be printing money so that they can bring up the whole stock market. And that pumped up the China stocks. Let's go into the technical analysis chart. So here we have a 4-day chart, which is more like my weekly chart, and here we have the daily chart. So we can look at the Hang Seng Index. This is what happened. So here on 19th September, it went up about 31% in 2 weeks. The China stocks have been hot. Also, the last thing we shall see are the opportunities that are still in these China stocks. A lot of people think it's over, but I don't think it is. I think there are more opportunities, and I'm going to show you those opportunities in these stocks. Now, a lot of investors out there are saying that, hey, we lost money because the market is volatile. They say the government is interfering with the market. Now, this may or may not be true, but as technical traders, we can still protect ourselves from such issues. We can protect ourselves from such issues by promoting good investor behavior. So the way I'm going to do this is by showing you 4 great China stocks, and then I'm going to show you bad stocks and what happened to these particular investors that are crying. In this video, I'm using the same strategy that I used recently on Tesla, and the viewers of this channel saw a 30% return in just 4 days. But that's not all. If you sign up for my newsletter in the description below, I will share with you my most profitable stock strategy. Beginners and professionals can use this strategy. It is a strategy that helped me make a 70% profit in HIM stock in only 2 weeks. Don't let that chance slip away. Sign up to the newsletter, get that free lesson, and go through it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications because I release these videos a day before the stock market opens so that you can profit in time. The first stock is Alibaba. Now, I've already put all of the labels for you so that you can understand. Alibaba was forming a base for a very long time. We always want to have our weekly chart as investors so that we can see the big term picture. And this is our daily chart where we make our decisions on when to actually trade. So the fact is that from May 2024 to 12th September, around here, August, Alibaba has been basing. China stocks have been forming a base. They were being bought up by someone. So those big whales, those big investors, they've been buying up the stocks because you can see the stocks were not forming lower lows anymore. So here it's forming a VCP pattern, a contraction pattern. Whenever you see stocks contracting like this, that means price is going up. There is very tight price action, and then there are gap ups that tell us when to buy. So those gaps you see are because by the time the stock market opens, on the USA side, the China market has already moved, and maybe it already moved up 10%. So the USA stock will have to gap up 10% for that particular day. Alibaba has very strong relative strength compared to other Chinese stocks. This was a breakout, right? So you should have bought here on on about 19th or 18th September, but then a lot of investors bought here on 2nd October, and that's why they are crying. They bought when the stock was very extended. They didn't have stop losses. They just listened to influencers. And the reason why I don't like influencers is because they are entertainers. They don't know a lot about the technical analysis. The first thing that you should never do is buy an overextended stock. This stock was clearly overextended. It is a good stock fundamentally, but it was very overextended and it was just meant to correct. And this crash here is just a normal correction, and it is just setting up for another opportunity that I will show you later. The next stock is TCOM, Trip.com. So we see this one forming something like an inverted cup and handle. This is a very strong signal. And whenever you see tight price action like this on very low volume, that means that people are not willing to sell the stock. That's why it's not going down. Tight price action is that there's not a lot of sellers coming to the market. So anybody that comes in to buy, because the sellers are very few, any buying is going to cause this thing to just explode up. So here is a very strong buy signal, on this candle here. Actually, the stock also has good fundamentals, and this stock jumped up about 45% in just 2 weeks. But when did the news come out? They came out around this day, on 2nd October, and that's when a lot of investors bought, and those who bought on that day are crying, right? They probably went down like 12% because they're also very leveraged. When you're a beginner, please avoid leverage at all costs. Leverage is only for people that know how to use it, right? Because if you have a $10,000 account and then you leverage yourself and you put in $20,000, if you go down 10%, now you're down $2,000. The stock itself is down 10%, but for you, your account is down 20% because you're leveraged times 2. So if someone is leveraged times 10, they would actually have wiped out their money here. Another mistake that these investors did was leverage themselves. And also they were listening to the news. Do not listen to the news. Watch the market, please. Because if you're watching the market, you could see the price was actually setting up, right? This is even before the China government said anything. You can see all the stocks were acting the same. JD, EMC, they were all forming this tight action here, all the same time. Why? Someone was buying up. So when you watch the price action, you can see that people were actually collecting this stock. And sometimes I suspect that they release the news so that a flood of people can come in and buy and raise the stock, and then they can just dump their shares on there. We can see Trip.com. It has jumped up to all-time highs. This is a very good sign. This is actually a stock that is just setting up for another buy. So what we're waiting for is that it's actually just going through a normal consolidation. So what you want to do is wait for at least 4 weeks consolidation, and then wait for it to make a closing price reversal, and then you can go in again. If you want to get signals for when you can go in again, please sign up to my newsletter. I look at these stocks for you and I send you the signals when they are ready. Another one is JD. The stock has strong relative strength. We can see here IBDRS is 57. Any number above 20 is great. We can see the weekly chart. Stock is looking very strong. 50 and 150 day, 30-week and 10-week moving averages are sloping up. We saw it basing here, right? So this is the base. Very tight price action here. And we can see something like an inverted head and shoulders pattern. This is something which was a buy on 19th September, but then the news came out around this day, right? So people who bought then were down. So the buying was because they were buying because they had a fear of missing out. So now they've lost a lot of money. But if they got in here, they would have been safe. So those people you see slapping themselves is because they bought at the wrong time. The fact is that these stocks were great buys. They just got in at the wrong time. And getting in at the wrong time in the market is a big punishment to yourself. You want to be getting in at the right time. Another good stock is YAMMC. We can see very good price action. Comes from the bottom, right? You can see it on the weekly chart here. Comes up from some very tight price action. And then it jumps up over its 30-week moving average. This is a good time to buy for everybody. You always want to make sure the stock is above the 30-week moving average. Here we can see it's forming a tight price action above the 50-day moving average. This is a very good sign. And then it jumps out of that consolidation because now people are not selling. People are like, hey, we're not giving out our shares. So whenever someone comes in to buy, the only thing the stock can do is to jump up. So the stock jumps up and goes up about 50% in just 2 weeks. And now people that bought here at the top are those people who are crying, they're down 15%. Now let's see the bad stocks. So another mistake that investors do is that markets normally move in groups. Like all of China's stocks were going up, so bad and good stocks are going to go up. But what happens is that when a correction comes, the good stocks will remain strong. So we can see Alibaba, right? JD, these stocks are not really coming down as much. Why are they not coming down? Why do you think they're not coming down? It's because people are not willing to sell them. People who bought them are not willing to sell the stock. That's why it's not coming down as much. So you want to be invested in those. Avoid this JKS that has come back to the level that it was at, right? This price action means that people are not willing to hold the stock. They don't believe in it. Leave it alone. Baidu is the same thing. If you're investing, you want to be into a stronger stock. So the stocks that correct the least are the ones you want to be in, not the ones that correct too much. So this one has corrected a lot. So if we are looking for opportunities, we're looking at these 4 stocks: Alibaba, Trip.com, JD, YMMC. There are other stocks out there. I'll keep them and I'll update for people who are signed up to the newsletter. You'll get it in your email. So this stock has poor relative earning, poor relative strength. We can see it's even negative. Poor earnings, but it still feels like it's primed for a big move. Why do I think it's going up for a big move? It's because it is correcting around the 10-week and 30-week moving average. So if it bounces off here, this is a very, very strong sign, and this stock could go up for some time. But compared to other China stocks, it is actually not as strong. NTES, NetEase. So here we can see also this weaker stock. If you have a bunch of stocks to choose from, why choose a weak one? Why choose this one? The reason why this one was not even a good choice to buy is because you see the 30-week and the 10-week moving average are sloping down. These are very negative signs for both a trader and investor. Please don't enter such stocks. So people bought this thing, it goes up. The only people that should buy this thing are hedge funds who understand the real fundamentals. So wait for them to move up the price and then you can enter in safely. But if you're a retail investor and you're buying it here at the bottom and you don't understand what you're doing, what can you expect? The mathematics is against you. You deserve to lose your money. But again, I also understand that people are just victims because they watch these influencers, they don't put in the time to study, they're not subscribed to my newsletter, they're not doing anything to help themselves understand. But when they see that the market is going up, then they want to take a profit, and then they're punished because they're believing these entertainers instead of people that actually know what is going on. So this stock, I wouldn't even bat an eye at it. Just leave it alone. Focus on these top 4 here. Of course, I'll look into other Chinese stocks. I'm sure these are not the only ones. But when I get good opportunities, I will let you be knowing in the newsletter. I hope you've learned something from this video. Please don't be like these Chinese investors. Educate yourself, sign up for the newsletter, subscribe to the channel, and keep learning as you go. I'll be teaching you how to understand these opportunities and how to make profit from them in the future. May the markets be with you.